The lies, the deception, the severe allergen to the truth. It is getting stronger and stronger with Angel Reese. Woke corporations, along with their pretend friends in the mainstream media, they are begging you. They are begging you to embrace Angel Reese and her dozens of aliases. I'm so special. I'm so great. One name cannot contain my greatness. My name is Angel, Bayou Barbie, Chi-Town Barbie, Double Barbie, Me-Bound Barbie, Triple.
Angel Reese said she just wanted to hoop, but somehow the internet had other plans. Now she's trending again, and not for her stat line. Strap in, because Mama Reese just stormed onto Twitter like it's WrestleMania, flying off the top rope with a verbal elbow that nobody saw coming. So what did Angel do this time? Why is Mama Reese breathing absolute fire? And did she really put the entire WNBA on notice in one meltdown-fueled rant? Yeah, it's that kind of messy. Pop the popcorn. This family drama just went full Hollywood. Let's get into it.
What's up, y'all? I just want to talk about this chick, Angel Reese, for a second. She has been all over my timeline, over my Twitter, or X, Instagram, TikTok. She's always pushing people and this and that. She's always in controversy. So let me address this situation real quick. How is she a professional athlete? Like, can we step back for a second and just analyze this situation? How in the world is this chick a professional athlete? She is, out of all the clips that I've seen, she is the worst basketball player I've ever seen.
Oh, so now we're naming daughters after ourselves? Like we're Beyonce casually dropping a surprise album. Angel Reese named after Angel Reese. That's not a legacy, that's a branding strategy that slipped the leash. Who looks at a newborn and says, yeah, let's bet the farm on me becoming iconic enough that this never gets weird? That's not confidence. That's full-blown main character syndrome, seasoned with delusion and finished with a heavy splash of look at me, I'm special.
The harder they push Angel Reese, the more she seems to be rejected. And now we have Angel Reese Sr. coming to her defense. Now we have Mama Reese trying to rally the fan base. Or as Angel Reese would call them, aunts and cousins.
And let's not act like this whole saga isn't soaked in irony. The WNBA finally gets real mainstream attention. Amazing, historic, cue the trumpets. And instead of building on it, they're out here striking matches and setting the house on fire because one girl from Iowa dared to be good at basketball. That's it. That's the crime. Caitlin Clark stepped on the court, lit up the scoreboard, and suddenly some folks are acting like she personally disrespected their great-grandmother's sacred potato salad recipe.
In here saying, oh my gosh, is this for real? Is this really for real? But I'm going to show you this video because if you haven't seen it yet, you're going to absolutely fall out of your chair laughing. I know what I'm going to call this. I'm going to call this the curse of Dave Portnoy. Barstool Sports El Presidente. He went on a rant about that Ryan Clark stuff, and he said all he had to say about Angel Reese and Ryan Clark and that whole mess. And I will say this, his rant cursed Angel Reese because she proceeded to have the absolute worst game of her life.
Now it's just pure, unfiltered chaos. Somehow, the mere existence of Caitlin Clark turned into a personal attack on anyone not from the Midwest. Since when is it open season on Iowa like we're all corn-fed agents of doom? What did Iowa actually do, besides provide scenic soybean views and casually produce a once-in-a-generation shooter? There's no beef, no scandal, no skeletons in the closet, no shady backstory waiting to drop. It's literally just a girl who pulls up from the logo like she's checking the weather app. And instead of celebrating that, half the league is acting like she brought dishonor to the sacred basketball bloodline.
And then obviously Angel Reese, who actually played okay and looked like she improved her game, made a mockery of her existence. She got fouled, totally common foul by Caitlin Clark, going for a layup, falls down and then attacks her basically and makes it just a joke out of her existence and why everybody hates Angel Reese. And shame on the WNBA upgrading this to a flagrant foul. That's a flagrant foul. It was the most common routine foul of all time.
And speaking of dishonor, let's talk about that Olympic roster. The one that mysteriously left Caitlin Clark off like she was a third-string mascot instead of the most talked-about player in women's basketball. But sure, let's all nod politely and pretend it was about fit and experience. Meanwhile, every time Clark breathes, someone somewhere takes it as a personal attack. This stopped being about balance a long time ago. The love for Clark has triggered an even bigger tidal wave of hate. For her, for Iowa, for anyone who dared to cheer a little too loud. And who's leading the retaliation parade. Enter Mama Reese. Let's be clear, Angel isn't the victim here. She's not even trying to sell that storyline anymore. This is professional sports. People talk. People react. And if you play the villain card long enough, don't act shocked when the boos get louder. That's not bullying, that's branding. And she wrote the manual herself. You don't get to dance around taunting opponents, stir up social media feuds like you're auditioning for Real Housewives, and then clutch your pearls when someone finally claps back.
In basketball, I'm 5'5", so there's a whole realm of basketball I can't experience. I don't have any above the rim experience. On the other hand, I'm not Angel Reese. I'm 99% on my layups because I can't afford to miss a layup. My layup is my dunk. I don't care if the defender is 7'9". The taller and bigger he is, the more he cannot keep up with these first 3 steps.
The victim mentality isn't a defense mechanism anymore. It's a strategy. One Mama Reese seems to have taken on as a full-time role. And honestly, it's exhausting watching grown adults weaponize social media like every tweet is a sword in some imaginary crusade for justice. Angel plays narrative hopscotch like a DJ at a wedding reception. One week it's women's empowerment. Next week everyone's out to get her. Then she's misunderstood. Then she's bold. Then she's the blueprint. Trying to keep up feels like watching a soap opera where the plot changes mid-episode and the writers are fueled by Gatorade and pure delusion. You can't preach team unity and growth while constantly planting drama seeds the second the spotlight fades. There's always something, a coded tweet, a vague shot, a little dig wrapped in passive-aggressive glitter. And the moment someone pushes back, suddenly it's a crisis. Now it's why me and y'all don't support women. No. People just don't support nonsense. There's a difference.
Worst basketball player I've ever seen, and that's not an exaggeration. I wish I was lying because I feel bad for her, for how bad she is, but she is so bad at basketball. Yet she wants to be compared to Caitlin Clark and all these great WNBA players. She's not even close. There's middle schoolers that can beat her. It is so, like, what do y'all agree with me? Because I hope I'm not the only one. She is just not a good basketball player, and she needs to keep her mouth shut.
The league doesn't need more chaos. It needs stars who act like stars, not divas auditioning for a Netflix docuseries. Caitlin Clark, for all the attention she gets, didn't ask for any of this madness. She didn't drag anyone. She didn't name drop. She didn't subtweet her way into relevance. She just hooped. And somehow that turned out to be more threatening than trash talk or a hard foul. Her mere existence has become a trigger for people who assumed the league would always orbit around them. Who gets seen, who gets celebrated, who gets the shine. And if that woman happens to be white and from Iowa? Yeah, apparently that's the ultimate deal breaker. So now the hate is starting to outweigh the love. Not because Caitlin Clark did anything wrong, but because some people can't stand not being the center of attention. They can't handle the fact that she's the star. The one putting butts in seats. The one selling jerseys. The one casual fans actually recognize by name. That level of visibility doesn't just spark jealousy. It makes people irrational.